So what is the best brand? You can see here. Apple has the highest number of value. One is 355.1 billion. Other one is Amazon 350.3 billion. And then these are values. If anyone needs to buy these companies, you need to spend this much of money, or they have sold this much of worth of brand reputation they have made it. And if you want to buy Google, you need to spend 263.4 billion. Microsoft 184.2 billion. Walmart 111.9 billion. Samsung falls on the sixth, 107.3 billion, and it's falling down. Okay, these are the countries. You can see first to six is first to five is USA. So Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Walmart. Then Facebook again 101.2 billion. Now ICBC is a bank, 75.1 billion. Huawei is a Chinese market, 71.2 billion. Verizon is another company, 69.6 billion. So now these companies have actually made an impact. All these brands are very valuable. People love this brand because of the quality which they give. Okay, so we move on. I don't want to spend much time on speaking about the brands because branding, it's a very deep topic. In market positioning chapter 3, I'll be going deeper. And again in marketing, this area, promotion and branding, I'll be speaking about this very deeper, page number 74 content. And then yeah. So we move on to the next part. Branding might be used to. What are the reasons you use branding? Differentiate the product from those of rivals. You need to show that you are different with rivals. So you should have an emblem or logo to show that you are different. Create customer loyalty. You should be very loyal to your customers. Speak the truth. One thing I always say for everyone in the business, whatever the consequences, never say lies. Okay, you lie, you will get caught. So speak the truth to your customers. They will understand, or either they will leave, but they will not keep a bad name. So making a bad name is one of the worst thing which you can expect for any business. So speak truth. For example, if there's no classes, the lecturer is not well, maybe someone is not well, speak the truth. You can't say that they are okay. You can't force the teachers to work. So same way, if you speak truth, either they will be happy or they will be upset, but it's a temporary thing. You can sort it out. So you should also, next thing, help product recognition. What is help product recognition? You should be able to find it. For example, do you know finding anchor? How do you find anchor? What color is anchor? What color? Blue. Do you see a cow in a anchor? Do you see a cow in the anchor box? There's a white cow. Okay, I also have a doubt now. Let me see that to sort it out. Give me a second. So I'll move on to. You see, in both of that it has a cow. This is the packet, I guess. Okay, so a white. What's the drink you drink morning? If you drink anchor, you will be calling your mother as like you wake up like that only, because the cow is giving that New Zealand flavor to all the all the customers that you can see. Many of them call their parents as mom, mama. Like the early morning they start their day because they have. Ratti is also an anchor brand, right? We'll start. The marketing research is about identifying what ways you can actually incur the cost and find out what you need in the market. Is what we say marketing research. So either if the information is available on the market, we say as secondary research. If the information is you need to go and find it out, we say as primary research. Now the way you are doing marketing research is to collect information. Like I also used to do a lot of marketing information about Cambridge and Edexcel because to be always updated on the market, on the syllabus. Now you can see here needs of marketing research. Why do you need to do a marketing research? Easy detection of market problems and opportunities. You can find out what problem it is. Helps in marketing strategies formalism. What type of things you can, what type of strategies you can fix, that also you will have an idea. Easy prediction of customers. What people are in need. Today, what do you know? What is the market need? When it comes to Cambridge, many students are changing from local to London. Have you noticed that? Many of the students, even your relatives, one or two, may be trying to change. Why is that they are trying to change from local to London? Not actually. They wanted to finish the syllabus very fast. Sri Lankan government, we don't know what would happen. So the value of Sri Lankan studies is going down. So if they are going abroad, it's better if they have a Cambridge or Edexcel certificate from the universities. So it's easy for them to get a job. This is the actual scenario happening today. Many parents call us Shine Institute and ask, we need to change my child from this to this. Then we put appointments. There are a team who is working on that. So they used to bring a lot of customers, a lot of students joining every day. Today also morning 6 or 7 students are joining. So every day local to London is changing the reason because they don't want to study local. They want to finish it off and go abroad because they think that there's no scope in Sri Lanka. Mindset. So one mindset, they are thinking that there's no scope in Sri Lanka. If Chinese should use this as an opportunity, they can see all the local students as a London student. What happens with institutes? Sometimes they see only target the London students, but a market research company like institute like Chinese Institute can understand what customers actually need. So if they can do that prediction, they can achieve the sales target. They can also evaluate the export potential. So helps in launching of new products. They always come up with new services, support management in decision making. So these are the few things you need to know of market research. So moving on to the difference between primary and secondary research, you can see organizations should undertake secondary research first. So primary secondary research takes, like you can see, organizations should undertake secondary research first because there's research already available and it consequently cheaper and quicker to obtain than primary research. So this type of research is very available on the market and you can always take these type of researches because it's already readily available. You can surf internet websites also online. Second research makes use of research already carried out by somebody else for another marketing project. So it's not related to your project, they are carried out for another project. So this is not that what to say interrelated to your project what you are thinking. Both types of research can be internal and external. Primary research is usually carried out to answer questions that are beyond the scope of secondary research currently available. For example, an organization wishing to gauge reaction to a new advertising idea is unlikely to find the answer in research already carried out. So in primary research, you are going to go and find a secondary research project and start to find the answers what you need. You will not actually find the answers what you need. Actually, the answers you will find out only by making a research project for yourself. So you need to see that in primary research, can you make a research project on your own to find the answer? So there are a few things of types of primary research you can see. Interviews is one of them, focus groups, observations, and online service. So we move on to the first one, features of questionnaire. Questions are in hierarchical development order. Questions are not answered yes. Okay. So questionnaires are what they are asking direct questions with the customers, but then this type of questions will have always yes or no. For example, if I say, "Did you understand?" You say yes. Do you like the class? Yes, no. So something like that. But in these questions, what the bad thing is, they will, if the question is wrong, maybe for example, I want to know about the product. Okay, but I'm not asking about the product. I'm asking about your age. Was the product satisfactory without asking that? If I ask, what is your age? Is it giving the correct questionnaire program? So questionnaires can be misleading. So correct questions should be always asked in a questionnaire. Questions are the hierarchical development order. Questions are answered yes, sometimes and not checked. Overall section questions gather important parent information and concerns. Parent means not the parent which you are speaking. The main part we say parents. When appropriate, parents may be asked to score the questionnaire. So correct questions are asked to make the questionnaire a valid one. Then we can move on to the second part. Second part is known as focus group. Okay. So focus group is also known as mystery shopping. I'll explain you what is this focus group first, then I'll go on to mystery shopping second. A definition, a focus group is a qualitative market research tool conducted by a moderator that interviews several people at one time. The purpose of focus group is to obtain qualitative insight and feedback from particular demographic, customers, potential customers, experts, employees, vendors. The advantages of focus group over service and one-to-one interviews is the group dynamic. It enables participants to be learned or refute ideas presented by other members that they would not have considered on their own. So, for example, the easiest way to understand focus group, you call a set of people, maybe market industry, beauty models, and ask them, is Tresemme is a good product? So when these people will have different opinion. Maybe you will call Deepika Padukone, you will call Kangana Ranaut, any famous actresses, and you ask the products. So they will give their opinion about the product, and this will be most of the time internal. So when they give opinion, you decide, okay, these are things you need to develop. So understanding, but you need to call them and ask them to use the product is a bit costly. So focus group is targeting a certain set of customers. So you will get a qualitative market research, not a quantitative. Qualitative is like their opinions and values will be brought up when they are speaking about this type of product. Moving on to the next part we want to discuss, you can see the steps of focus group. First, recruit the right participant. See who is a potential to you. Example, if you want to speak about the sales, call 6-7 people from the market, very good, knowledgeable sales people. Choose a moderator who is best to take this focus group. Then record the meeting for future purposes. Have one-to-one meeting with all these people. Then write clear discussion guidelines. Finally, conduct a session and generate a report. Use the data to make a plan of action. So you call a set of people and then you speak to them. Set a moderator. Moderator will make an interview between all these people and finally give a report on what has happened on the focus group. So it's very easy to know your product is successful or not by giving these people a chance to do what they really want. Then we move on to the next part of the interview is another way of having a primary research. Interview is a face-to-face interaction between two persons for a particular purpose. An interview is a purposeful exchange of ideas, the answering of questions, and communication between two or more persons. A selection interview is a selection procedure designed to predict future job performance on the basis of applicants' oral response to oral inquiries. So in interviews, good thing is you will face one-to-one. So you can ask the questions orally and see the emotions of that particular person. By seeing the emotion of that particular person, you will understand the value of the answer, and you can design the questions in a proper way. You can get the answers. So most of the time, interview is also known as face-to-face interviews. It's not only job recruitment. You can also use it for ask about the customers or maybe people who are specialized in this market. Have you heard about Russell Brunson? I think no. So then you would not. You're not a book reader, no? So have you heard about Tony Robbins? I don't have Russell.
No, sir.
You have heard about Tony Robbins, right? Awesome. Give me a second. This book is Unshakable. Your Guide to Financial Freedom, Creating Peace of Mind in a World of Volatility. Okay, so this type of financial books can, like images like this can keep you motivated and focused. So now, why I gave this type of this thing? A guy called Russell Brunson wanted to do something bigger in the market. He wanted to run something called ClickFunnels. His advertisements would always come in Facebook. You can see here. He will say like ClickFunnels, 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 and most of the time. So if you see something called ClickFunnels next time in Facebook, you can speak to me. It's Russell Brunson. He's the only person in the world who is marketing and teaching how to promote your product through online. So to make that product successful, to make his company successful, he made an interview with the Tony Robbins live. So there was a lot of millions of people of Tony Robbins followers who followed him. From that, he became successful. So you can interview correct people to make your company successful, to make your profile successful, to make your brand successful. But then having a meeting with Tony Robbins is not that easy. So you need to read their books. You need to go towards him, speak to him in a very understanding manner and get the things. But then the research can become very successful if you go towards that point. Then the next thing we want to discuss is test marketing. Giving a product before you test is what you say test marketing. You would have seen this when Maggie was introduced for the first time years back. They come in a lorry and they used to serve the customers. People say not good, and they will again go and eat. That's what they say test marketing. Actually, they will test with people is the product is successful. So how people will eat when it comes to free. They always love to test products, right? When it comes to Milo, when Milo was launched, 12 to 15 years back, we were small. They came in containers, lorries, and they were serving to most of the customers. So when these people, like our kids, ran and took Milo, the product became very successful because test marketing. But that product can be successful or not. Sometimes you will also have stomach aches because you are having a test marketing. So don't get the use of a new product if you do not know without knowing that the product is successful. But this is good for companies to give it free at cost to see how satisfied the customers are. The stage at which the product and marketing program are introduced into a more realistic marketing setting Test marketing provides a marketer with experience in testing the product and entire marketing program before full introduction. So they give the product towards the customer, ask the customers, are they satisfied with the product? When the customer is satisfied with the product, they will say it's better to produce more. If the customer is not satisfied at all, and they will give this type of product in many areas, and finally they will take a conclusion not to give this product towards customer. So what are the advantages of primary data? Primary research. Data can be collected that directly applies to the issue being researched. Second, data will be data collect for another purpose. So you can find the correct purpose. That's the first thing. The business that initially collects the data will be only organization with access to it. It can be used to gain marketing advantages over rival firms. This happens in many firms. If you can do a marketing research before you sell a product, know the product very thoroughly. Without knowing the product, never sell a product, never sell a service, never sell anything. So that's something which I have learned from my past years of experience. Know about the product very deeper before you start a class. Get prepared, see the notes, what are the ways you can explain the people, what examples you can give to your students is one of the important things. We should get ready. Without knowing it, it's about no market research, you can't do what you really want. Second, data may be unavailable in certain areas, like when we were making tubes, every fast track I bring new tubes, because I don't use the same tube for the different fast track, because I make it very new, because old fast track students can share the tubes to new fast track students, so that will not give the same. So I will convert the different way of lecturing and different way of specification. So that gives me a satisfaction. The research which I'm doing is always focused in keeping me dominated in the market. So is an example, not the correct truth. Disadvantages: it can be expensive to collect and may take longer than disk research. Secondary research is also known as disk research. Primary research is known as field research. So you can write here. So I'll write here primary research, field research, then we have secondary research, desk research. So we have the next part. It can be expensive to collect and may take longer than desk research. The sample taken may not represent the view of the population. Sometimes you would have gone to the wrong audience, then you will not get the correct view of what happened. This happened in us. If the researcher's method is flawed, the findings will also be flawed. For example, a badly worded questionnaire may not provide the data business requires. As I said, questionnaire should be focused on the point what they wanted. And if the question is not correct, then they can't succeed. So you can see here a website survey they are given. Like, thank you for using our website. We like to ask you some question about your experience, and they'll say you'll get an iPhone. So these, I'm not saying idiots. Even I am an idiot who have filled a form like that. Imagine that I'll get an iPhone, and I get a message: you won an iPhone. Congratulations. Fill this form, and they ask the card details. If you give the card details, you might lose what you actually have. So